Hmm.
And my calendars.
What about? Oh, calendar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Will do. Will do. Here you go.
You were gonna sign the 7th of March.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah, you. Yeah, I don't pay attention when I do that, so you need to help me catch that. All right, so let's see. And that it?
That's for March, and then April.
April 11th. Gotcha. Is that it? All right. There you go. You're welcome. Good evening.
Hey, Chuck. Is there a way I print out my QR code?
Oh, I don't care. Yeah, if it doesn't print out, let me know. Might have to share it with you on my phone. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Pretty pumped, right? Pretty excited, I can tell. All right, well, if you'll gather on the overhead and look up there real quick, we'll go over some announcements. First of all, fall and summer is now open for registration, as it's written in red on the board as well. When you go to the myrbc.org website, and the first banner ad is fall 2019. If you click on that, it'll bring you to a nice interactive e-brochure that'll explain all the courses that we're offering for the fall semester. Work for you? Cool. Come on. Yeah, I was impatient. There it is. Okay, finally loading. And this will load on your, mobile or desktop or whatever. Do I know? Yeah, well, doesn't look like you printed out the whole QR code.
Oh.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll get it later. Don't worry about it. Okay, so we'll watch this nice little video here. All right, also from the website is the e-brochures, but we'll look at that later. So this basically goes over all the courses for the fall. Web 233 is Intro to JavaScript. Currently around, I think it's like, I think this, if you click on this, more about JavaScript. There's a couple facts on here that's kind of interesting about JavaScript. 95% of May 2018, 94.5% of 10 million most popular web pages were built on JavaScript and use JavaScript. So if you're interested in web development or any app development, you need to know JavaScript. It's Monday night, 4:30 to 7:15 in 1112. There is a couple prereqs, a 180 and a Web 101. If you don't have those, but you still want JavaScript, I will fill out a prereq waiver for you. It's a fun language. This is the shopping list app we're creating. When you're done, you'll have a complete shopping list app that you can actually use and check off the list as you go around shopping. And you can even share it with others as well. All the assignments are posted already on GitHub, and that's what the course looks like here from week 1 to week 16, where you actually present your final app, which is a morph of the shopping app. What 280 is also offered in the fall. It's online only, and this is for iPhone, iPad development. This fits within our mobile app development certificate, which is 3 courses, and this is one of them. You could take an idea that you have and create an app, or do it as a developer as a career, like I've done for a number of years. We'll watch a video. You can watch that. 234 PHP. It's online as well. 95% of websites today are built on PHP. This course goes over the introduction to PHP, along with MySQL database. Little or no programming experience is required. Maybe you will create the next Facebook. Any Mark Zuckerbergs in here? Maybe, you don't know.
I'm a fan of social media. But
You're
I'm not that into it.
not into that, huh? 180 Intro to Visual Basic course meets online. Students will begin creating Windows apps starting in week 1. This is an intro course, so you don't need any programming experience. What kind of apps will you create? 110, you're already in that class, so I won't go there. 130, this is the Intro to Networking Security. It meets Tuesday, Thursday, 4:30 to 5:45. You'll do weekly labs, white hat hacking, ethical hacking, labs focusing on password cracking, man-in-the-middle attack, malicious code. Also learn how hackers think and discuss that as well. Little or no IT security knowledge needed. But the IT security field is the fastest growing job sector in the world next to programming. Programming is the #1 job growth in the world right now. More information on that, you can tap that. It'll bring up another e-brochure just on pct130. And does anybody know the movie this is from? The Matrix, exactly. And then if you keep scrolling down, this fun little graph here goes all the CIS courses, and you don't need to read them all. You can actually just click on this button here. It'll bring you right to magically Rock Valley College's page, where you can say, okay, I want to know more about 280. You can click on it, read about it, and voila, register right within that environment. You don't have to go anywhere else. All right, so that's that. You can keep going on PCT, same thing, web, same thing, and a couple of videos on Ozlbot and what we're doing our code. More e-brochures, by the way. If you go to myrec.org and go to the My CIS drop-down, go to e-brochures. There is tons of brochures you can, including alumni from CIS. Some of them work here on campus. Some of them have been past presidents of the college. Dave Severson is one as well. He's in there as well, along with a whole bunch of other, the newest network certificate, that one's in there. Mobile app certificates in there. Learn coding with robots. All the courses we just went over and more is all in the e-brochures. So make sure and avail yourself to that. If you need to talk to Stephanie about courses that you're taking, or how do you want what you need to do to graduate, you can go to My CIS, go to advisors, or just right from the home page, there is a My Advisor button here, CIS Advisor, boom, fill out a form, and she will set up an appointment to talk to you ASAP. All right, definitely recommend that. Questions on fall or summer courses. Again, all the information you need to know is on myrec.org and more. We also do have, if you don't already know and haven't already downloaded it, if you have iOS or Android, you can download our iOS or Android app from the App Store, and it will give you everything you need that's on that website plus notifications. So you might as well download it, and it's totally free. All right. Tonight, we're going to be covering week 12 troubleshooting. We're going to watch a very serious video here first about things not to do when you troubleshoot. Then we're going to go right into the lab. Week 12 is chapter 10. Next week, we'll be doing network. Your network calls lab is due next Sunday. And then, boom, the week following that is right into, starting in week 14, presentations. Let's go over that real quick. All right, so what do we got here? These are going to be updated to present semester. So let me get rid of that information here real quick. All right, so looks like I did A to N last semester, and then, so I'm going to do a reverse this time. So for the schedule for this week, it's going to be N through Z. Last names, beginning, N through Z. And that's just a few weeks from now is when you'll be presenting last names N through Z on week 14. And I will update week 15 now too. And you can present in any order you want to. I had the names up there before, but students, I let them present in any order they wanted to last time, so I don't really need to put the names in there. I will mention the very last session before is a pizza party we'll be having in here. And you will be bringing stuff for that, A through M, on the last week. And that's going to have to be updated. Boom. I'll just put a date to be announced. All right. So let's look at this one. The last presentation, the last session, this is actually the week before finals. I will be in here the week of finals, and we'll be previewing your presentations because I'll be recording all your presentations on week 14, 15, and we'll just be watching them in the finals week. You can come in during finals week anyway, whenever we're scheduled to be in here for finals week, and watch the presentations. There'll be snacks here for your finals week, so you can have some sustenance while you're taking your final test and other classes. But I will be buying pizza on the last session, and you will bring in other stuff. So we're in week 12 now. We're doing the network calls next week. Those are due. Remember, on that list of 20, you got the list of questions. And I think I told you guys what, if you have 1 or 2 back, that's awesome. Is that correct? 1 or 2 kickbacks, that's good. And then week 14. So we really got this week and next week. After that, it's presentations. April 25th, the week of that, and May 9th. So pretty close here, coming up really close. All right, if you're going to week 12 lab, submit your name. I'm going to queue up the YouTube video, and then we're going to split everybody up in here in half. And it's going to be perfect. We're going to do 3 and 3. 3 of you will be users, 3 of you will be administrators. And then you will flip the tables. And again, this is a very serious video. So I'll wait for everybody to sign in first, focus on the overhead, and I will dim the lights here. This group is a satirical group that used to go around the country. I don't know if they still do anymore. But they would go around and do satire on IT humor. And some of you have been IT or you're going into IT, everybody is there. It's good to have humor because it can be pretty crazy in the old IT department, all right? You're generally working with low skeleton crews, basically. So you're working long hours sometimes. And you are both the IT person, then you are both the counselor, the fighter, and the dumper on person, basically, right? If anything doesn't work, whose fault is it? IT's fault. If the lights go out, IT's fault. Okay? If the phone doesn't work, IT's fault. If you just went through a very terrible divorce, IT's fault. All right? So just know that. So now that I painted a beautiful picture of IT, now you're going to get why this video is so important to folks going into IT and learning about help desk, okay? So let's go ahead and watch this. I hope you all enjoy it. I'll turn off this backlight here. Let's go all out. Just don't go snoring on me. We'll be okay. All right, here we go. 3 dead trolls, help desk.
Who the hell are you? What are you doing in my cubicle? They told me I should. Oh, I get it. You're the new guy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'm supposed to be the one that shows you the ropes, huh? My name's, fine, welcome, welcome. It's a tough gig, you know, internet help desk. I figure you got 4 essential services in our society. You got your police, your fire, your ambulance, internet help desk. You know, air traffic controllers claim they have the most stressful job. Ha! But I'll tell you, man, there is nothing that beats the adrenaline buzz of configuring some idiot's ADSL modem, even though he's running Windows 3.1 on a 386 with 4 megs of RAM, man. You know? Ah, yeah. Thank you for calling the Internet Help Desk. One of our trained technicians will be with you shortly. Please hold. So that's the first thing. Hold button. This is your best friend, okay? This is your teddy bear and your mama's teeth all rolled up in a one. Always put the customer on hold, okay? Right off the bat. Shows them who's boss. Thank you for holding. Your call is very important to us. Please hold. Take some of the fight out of them too, you know? Which is important. Because when they start telling you they don't know how to use a mouse, or that they've been putting a coffee cup in their CD-ROM tray, and they start to realize what an idiot they are going to vent all over you, my friend. Don't worry, I'll train you up. I'm a vet. I'm a pro. Hell, I've been here 8 months. Okay, thank you for holding. My name's Wes. What seems to be the trouble? You can't get your email. Okay, well, can you be a little more specific? You can't. Okay, please hold. See the X-Files last night? Yeah, it was cool. Thank you for holding. Okay, the first thing I'm going to need to know is if you're running Microsoft Outlook Express or Netscape Communicator. You don't know, of course. Okay, well, that's all right. Just take a look in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Do you see a big green N or a big blue E? Big black nothing. Okay, well, that's entirely my fault, okay? I'm very sorry, and what I need you to do is, and listen to me very, very carefully, you're going to have to turn your computer on. Yeah. Oh, no, that's all right. Don't worry, I'm here. Okay, I'll wait. Thanks. You guys got a computer 10,000 times more powerful than what we used to send a man to the moon, and he needs me to turn it on. Yeah, that's funny because actually... Okay, so you got to boot it up? No, sir, no, don't kick it. No, is it turned on? Oh, great. Okay. So the big TV part then is all full of cool, colorful pictures and stuff? Excellent. Okay, please hold. You know, I do feel sorry for them. I do, you know. I mean, they don't know why they want to be on the internet. They don't know how to get on the. They don't even know what the internet is, but they want to be on it. So they go down to Future Shop. They buy the most overpriced piece of crap the salesman can soak them for, and they bring it home, plug it in, and boom, they're crash land in the middle of a dark technology. Hey, what are you doing? You start looking at the cartoons for tomorrow today. What the hell are you going to do tomorrow, huh? God, what are you going to use for strength when you got to leave Joe Moron through clearing the porn out of his Internet Explorer history cache before his wife wakes up? Have some discipline, buddy. Okay, so you've got it booted up then, sir? Excellent. All right. Now, what I need you to do now is double-click on the little picture that you normally double-click on to get your email, okay? Now, what is the name of that picture? Microsoft Outlook Express or Microsoft Outlook? Okay, great. Just go ahead and double-click on that. And then when the program runs, I want you to click on Tools, and then I want you to click on Accounts, okay? And then when the next box comes up, click on the blue text, click on Properties, click... No, Tools. Tools, sir. Tools. T-O-O-L... No, okay, sir. I think you've run the wrong program. Okay. Outlook... No, sir, no, you're not running Microsoft Office. See, that's why I was... You need to run Outlook Express, okay? It's a completely different program. Illegal instruction. Well, sir, I'm sorry, but your copy of Office must be pooched. But that's not supported software, okay? You have to understand that, no, sir, you haven't broken any laws. No, it's an illegal instruction. It's just, sir, look, I can't help you if you're crying, okay? Please stop crying, sir. Suck it up. Suck it. No, don't unplug it. Do not unplug it, sir. No, do not. Stupid! Please, Okay, well, let's just plug that back in then. Okay, great. All right, I'll wait. Just hold, please. Okay, look. We got a serious 12 o'clock flasher here. You know what that is? No. Every appliance in this house is always flashing 12. There's no way to get a 12 o'clock flasher online. It can't be done. We've seen guys eat their own headsets trying. Now, we got to go to plan B. Hi there, sir. I was just wondering, do you have a child in the house? You do? Great. And what's her name? Beth. Oh, that's very sweet, sir. Could I talk to her for just a second? All right, thanks. Hi there. Hi, who am I speaking with? Beth? Well, hi, Beth. I'm Wes. How old are you? 9. 9 3/4. Wow, well, that's very old. Listen, Beth, your daddy really needs to get his Outlook Express configured to use the third-party dialer instead of LAN or whatever it's set to. Could you, yeah. Oh, and check his SMTP preferences too. I think they might be pooch. All right, Beth, thanks. And Beth, listen, the next time your daddy tells you that his computer isn't working, I want you to tell him it's broken, okay? And tell him to give it to you to play with and send him back to the store to buy an iMac, okay? It's a computer especially built for idiots. For, you know, mummies and daddies. Yeah. Okay, Beth. All right. Well, get him a tissue then. No, I don't want to talk to him. Okay, thanks, Beth. Bye. Look, I'm going to go have a smoke, but if anybody asks, I'm taking a dump, okay? Here. Good luck. You'll be fine. Just keep your head up, your mouse arm loose, and stay away from the porn sites, because they check. Internet help desk, please hold.
All right, that's things not to do, but hey, you know, it's a little lots, right? It's always good. So anyway, always show that every year before we do this troubleshooting lab. So troubleshooting is something you'll have to do in IT all the time, regardless if it's help desk like this from phones, people calling in, or somebody has an issue and you have to go and help them with a printer or installing a program, whatever the case may be. You're going to do some troubleshooting, right? Some helping of some people somewhere throughout your life as an IT person, regardless what capacity you go into. So there's some steps, though, you have to go through to do that. And in the week 12 lab, there's a troubleshooting steps that we're going to go over first. Then I'm going to split you guys up into 2 groups. Half of you will walk in the hallway and half of you will stay in here. I'm going to coach you through these papers up here called users with user problems. Some of them are computer problems. Some of them are personal problems. And you have to dissect through that. And then these are troubleshooter. You'll have you can be a troubleshooter or a user, and you'll be both tonight. And when you go out into the hallway, those of you first who are out in the hallway will be the troubleshooting people. I will bring everybody back, and I will put you back to back in your rows, a user and a troubleshooter. The troubleshooter will have this piece of paper. The user will have the user piece of paper that I'll go over and kind of coach everybody on what your problem is, what the solutions could be. That way you kind of know what's what. I'll say ring, ring. The troubleshooter will begin asking questions. It's on this piece of paper here that I'm going to hand out right now, actually. So you can kind of have it in hand as we go over the steps. So you will put on the troubleshooter paper your name and the user with the problem's name. And you'll use your real names whenever you go through the lab. So I'll go ring, ring. Troubleshooter will write his or her name where it says troubleshooter. User with problems, you will write their name there. And then number 1 is the first step, which is identify the problem. Okay, just like he asked on the video, sir, what's the problem? Can't get his email. That was a problem. Okay, so you're going to ask, what's the problem? They're going to tell you whatever it might be. It could be a password issue. It could be a hardware issue. It could be a software issue, whatever. Okay. Then number 2, you find out the scope. Is it isolated to that person or the entire department or the entire company. Number 3, you establish what changes have been made. So you ask the person, did they make any changes? You find out from IT, did we make any changes? Number 4, the next page, determine the most probable cause. In a password setting, it might be their password is expired and they just need help resetting it and they don't know how to do it. And the most probable cause is they've tried 20 times to put in the password, and guess what? They've locked themselves out of their account. Maybe you've never done that, but you know people that maybe have. Then number 5, implement a solution. Password. Okay, sir, I'm going to reset your password. I can reset it 2 ways. You can give me your password over the phone and I can reset it. Or the way we prefer is we can send you an email. In that email will be a link where you can reset your own password. However you want to do it. 6, test the solution. Did the password work? Yes, it did. Step number 7, next page. The effects of this solution. Potential effects is the person that had a password problem now has it solved and it works. And then document the solution, because will there be other people in your lifetime that will have password problems? Yes, there will. And you can use this piece of paper or the system you're using to enter in what we're doing tonight with this documenting system and type it in. Maybe you've been on a call with people from help desk, right? And they say, what's the problem? And you hear them typing in something, right, in the keyboard. And they come up with 2 or 3 solutions. Where are they getting that solution from? A computer, right? A program somewhere. And they type in the program, something like, password. They're literally typing in expired, whatever. They type it in, and it comes back in the app or the database with 3 solutions. You can tell the customer. That's what you're basically building, is that type of system within IT continually, right? That's why it's important to document it. Now, we always have a rule in all the IT departments I've managed or I've worked in. If the task is under 15 minutes, you generally don't have to make a ticket and do that type of stuff. But if it's over 15 minutes, or if it's a task that's repeated a lot, like a password reset, you definitely document that and make note of it, okay? Because IT, we don't make money, right? We don't make money for the company. We save money, and we save it by productivity, by helping people get the work done right, or by creating something like an app or a process that makes their life more efficient and makes them be able to create their job or do a job better than they're doing now. And so by doing those things, we actually are being productive employees, right? And so by documenting it too, at the end of the year, we can say, we've helped X amount of people. We've helped 5,000 people this year. We've had 15,000 tickets and we've closed 14,000 of them. And there's 1,000 open, and here's the reasons why. And that's justification for your job and your employees' jobs and all that. So on the slides here, I'm going to quickly go over in a little bit more detail what we just went over on the handout. But you will basically fill out that piece of paper, the troubleshooters will, right? And sometimes you might not get the answer tonight from the user. The users, let me talk to you real quick. And what you're going to be user and troubleshooter. Everybody will be both. On the user papers here, let me see if I can find one. Yeah, here's one. I'll walk around with it. I won't show it on the overhead because I want to keep it secret. So I'll just kind of pass it. I won't pass it. I'll just do this type of thing. And look on this paper. There's one of the sentences is underlined. There's underline on that. And what that is it's a clue that you can give the administrator, the troubleshooter, if they've asked at least 2 questions. Okay, but you're not going to divulge that until they ask you, do you have a clue? Now, some of these user sheets do not have a clue, and the troubleshooters have to figure out the best way to solve the problem. Okay, so let's go on with the example here on the overhead. So, documenting the solution, notifying others, recording the solution in a call tracking system. It's homemade or online. There's tons of them out there. Communication, alert others the problem has been solved and what the solution was. If changes had to be made to the network, you let people know about it. Many types of changes to record. Not necessary to record minor modifications, and that's a 15-minute rule I told you about earlier. Okay, if it's under 15 minutes, you don't need to record every detail. If it's somebody forgot to turn their computer on, you don't have to document that. Okay, or they kicked a plug on their printer, does not have to be documented. Make sense? Next, objectives is we're going to look at some of the steps systematically, troubleshooting, and really, if you just use common sense with troubleshooting, you'll pretty much do okay. You don't even have to know everything. You don't have to know everything to be a good troubleshooter. Just do some logical steps. So you proceed in some logical and methodical step. Use experience as you add experience to your life to help you. The logical steps, like the handout I gave you, the multi-page handout, the logical steps prevent wasting time, right? So you go from one to the other. Identify the problem. Good, that's the first logical step. Second logical step, identify the scope of the problem. Is it that person or the entire building or that apartment? Establish the changes, keep going on. So logical steps help. So troubleshooting steps on slide 5 here on the overhead, identifies symptoms, identifies the affected area, the scope, determine what's changed, establish most probable cause, determine if escalation needs necessary. I mean, you can only do so much on your end, right? And you might have reached your level of knowledge and helping them, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to give this to this department to help you, and they'll be in contact with you shortly, something like that. Now, you've not solved the problem, but the person knows you're working on it, right? And 99.9% of frustration that people have for IT or any service-related organization is they don't give them information that's understandable and truthful, right? So anybody can understand. We're at an impasse here. I can't figure out what's going on with what information you give me. So I'm going to escalate it to another level here of help desk. So I'm help desk level 1 maybe, which is the first tier, the phone call people. Help desk number 2 is escalating it to the networking folks in the networking department to take it to the next level, right? Because a person on the phone can handle like 99% of the stuff. Password, restarting a computer, basic troubleshooting on software. But if it's weird stuff like they can't get an IP address, they're locked out of their computer, stuff like that, you're probably not going to be able to help over the phone, right? So you can escalate it. And just let the user know we're escalating it, and they're usually happy with that because you're following up, you're being honest. It's not solved the problem, but they know they're on the road to getting back to work. Then create an action plan. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to send you a link to reset your email. I'm going to stay online while you do it. Or I'm going to walk over to your desk and watch you do it and reset it and make sure you get it done. That's an action plan. Then implement that action plan and test it. Make sure it works or doesn't work. Then identify the results. That, the password worked or the printer works now. Then document it finally at the end. And that's important because a lot of times IT will do good up till this point here, which is identifying the results and effects. They stop at documenting. Why do you think people stop at documenting the process and solution? Why do you think human nature is to stop and not do the documenting solution process? Anybody?
Because they think that maybe you should write this big long thing and people don't want to write. That's
good. Maybe it's going to take a lot of time, right, to work on it. Anybody else think of any reason why people don't want to document? Okay, have you ever helped somebody before and you spent a lot of time helping them and you finally figured it out after a long time what the solution was? I mean, it's fresh in your mind. You know it. You know what the solution is. You're happy that you found it and it's helping this person. You kind of get a feeling of euphoria, right? That this person is now being able to do their job or do whatever task it is, right? You're kind of like on a cloud 9 kind of thing when you do that, right? And it's, again, fresh in your mind. So if it's fresh in your mind and you know exactly what happened and how you came up with that solution, your mind sometimes will say, you don't need to document it. If this comes up again, you got it. It's like in your brains, right? It's seared in your mind, right? And the other reason is you're on that euphoria of helping a person by getting out a piece of paper and start documenting it. That's boring, right? That's like, this is totally frustrating just thinking about it, right? So that's why a lot of IT departments will actually do audio documentation. You pick up a phone, dial a number. I helped Joe fix the whatever. This is what we did with the solution. Done. Click. No typing involved. Just audio recording. Whatever works is fine. And then you can have people later on or yourself translate that audio to actual text, right? Transcribe it possibly, or get a software that transcribes it, which is no problem to do either. So documenting a solution is important part of the process, but where IT a lot of times will fail to do. When you're identifying the symptoms and problems, you have to ask many questions. And the questions need to be specific to the symptoms. Avoid jumping to conclusions like, if you're, especially around the phone or whatever, jump to conclusions that they installed something they shouldn't, that, they're an idiot, they don't need a computer, that type of symptom or conclusion. They're always wrong, or they're always doing this or always doing that. Any extreme solution or conclusion is usually not good to do. Okay, and it will come through, by the way, if you have that mentality. You might not say it to them, but it'll come through in how you help them if you feel that way. So avoid jumping to conclusions about symptoms and just kind of pay attention, ask questions, pay attention to the user, any error messages that might pop up. Treat each symptom like it's the only symptom you have right now to work with, the only thing you have to work on, and it's unique, meaning you've never heard of it before. If people know that it's unique to them and that you're really interested in it, it helps a lot for them to feel that way. If you're like, oh, this happens all the time, people just don't remember anything, it's whatever. Okay, what do you need help with? Okay, if you do that, automatically the person's going to feel like, okay, I'm not coming back to this person for help because they just make me feel like I'm an idiot, right? Or don't ever say something like, it works for me. I don't know what's wrong with you. Must be a personal problem. Okay, don't do that. All right. So treat each person and each symptom uniquely, even though you know what the solution probably will be. Just kind of hold that off and go through the steps. So determining what affected area: one user, one workstation, one department, one work group, one location with the organization, or the entire organization. The affected area, you need to narrow down when it happened. Were you able to log in last night when you left, going with the login from earlier? Yeah, I was able to log in fine, left at 5 p.m., done. So when did it start? This morning when I came in, I cannot log in. Okay, so you keep asking questions. Was there anything different about it? Well, yeah, a password then came up to reset it, and I put in the password wrong 5 times, and now I'm locked out. Okay, there you go. That's the problem right there. And you know what the solution is: unlock it, help them reset the password maybe. But it might take a few questions. People don't always tell you the honest truth the first time. When you say, did anything weird go on this morning? Oh, no, I just logged in like normal. You're like, okay, well, then here's where you can be transparent on your own self. You can say, well, sometimes when I come in the morning, I might forget my password and I've locked myself out. You have? Yeah. Well, now that I think about it, so they'll start divulging what happened. By you being honest or transparent about something, it helps them to be honest and transparent, right? Has it ever worked before? Yes. Did symptoms appear in the last hour? No. Just this morning, when I came in just now. Have the symptoms appeared for a long time? Do the symptoms appear only certain times a day, week? Benefits, estimates some causes, points to other things. So by looking at the affected area, it helps in other things too, because you can fix something in one area and break something in 10 other areas if you're not careful. So you got to really be careful on the whole gamut of everything around it. So take time to troubleshoot correctly the affected area, ask specific questions, filter unrelated issues like, people will be people basically, and start talking about things that's non-related to their problem just because to release stress. And you need to not be rude to them, but bring them back to the issue, right? Bring them back to the problem, at hand. Discover time and frequency, identify the affected areas, go through the steps. Here's a tree that you could go through. You're not going to have this in front of you, by the way. It's just a logical tree of, did this problem happen to one user of the workstation? Yes. Okay. Examine the individual workstation for problems. Consider a possible solution. So you just use like an attack tree to figure out what the problem was and some solutions. Then determining what the cause is. We already went over that. Won't do that again. Probable cause. Is it human error? You can watch them to see what's happened. Connect through remote desktop like we've done in here to see what's happened. Talk over the phone. But really, if you're in the building, nothing replaces walking over and seeing what's going on. That really helps a lot too. By walking over, sometimes you're going to catch user-generated mistakes and also gather future issues that could cause problems. An example, they have the heater pointed right to the electrical cords behind the computer, and it's a hot heater. What problems could that cause in the future, maybe? Anybody? It could cause fire, exactly. So you really nicely say, I know you like the heater over here, and that's great, but we need to point the heater away from the wires because that could cause a fire in the future. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Nobody ever told me that. Great. That's fine. Probably nobody did. And so they're not going to be mad at you, by the way. You're just pointing something out that could cause a problem, and you're saying it in just a matter-of-fact way. But that wasn't the problem when you went over there, by the way. You just caught it, right, when you were in the cubicle. Can you recreate the problem? Find that out. Can you always reproduce a problem in IT? No, you can't. You can't. Is a person lying about it? No, probably not. That doesn't mean it didn't happen just because you can't reproduce it. Kind of like when you take the car to mechanic, it's making whatever noise, you drive into the car mechanic shop, you give them the keys, they hop in, doesn't happen. You ever had that happen before? Well, I know it happened because it literally just happened when I pulled in. No, I didn't see it. I don't know what you're talking about. So you get in your car, leave, go for home. Guess what? The noise comes back again. Okay, we've all had that. So it doesn't mean it didn't happen. So if you can't replicate it, that's okay. Keep asking questions. You'll eventually figure it out. Then you can look at the probable cause, what layer of the OSI model it was. And then skipping on a little further here, escalation, we talked about that. The scope, we talked about that. On slide 21, is there any action plans you can take up for security? Is there any upgrades? Any things like that that could help or be possible effects of what happened? And then also you have to look at the cost. Does it cost anything? Vendor information, troubleshooting times. A lot of times vendors will have troubleshooting resources online to search. And then finally, implementing solutions. So I'm not going to read all of those. That's about it, though, for the PDF. Now we're going to break into the groups. Make sure and submit your name in here, by the way, while you're in here. Go and submit your full name in 12 Lab. And here's what we're going to do. For the users or the admins, troubleshooters will be you three. So if you'll go and grab your troubleshooting sheet with you, take it outside, go around the corner, and I'll come around in just a moment to tell you to come in. When you come in, I'll have you sit back to back with one of these three users over here. Okay? And then we'll flip the tables. So go ahead and step out around the corner to where you can't hear what we're talking about. All right.
You gave me the troubleshooter.
Do what now?
You gave me the troubleshooter.
Everybody gets in trouble. No, you're going to stay.
Oh, okay.
You're going to be user right now. These three are going to walk out to the right and be troubleshooters in just a second. All right, cool. I'll have you guys walk around the corner there, and I'll come get you in a second. All right, so let me pick out some good ones here. All right, let's see. Okay. I'll go over each one of these too, by the way. Come around. Okay, so go ahead and read it. I'll come around one by one here and help you. Okay, so message popped up. You used to have rights to get in. Windows 10 client. On Windows Server, you've been off for a few months. You just returned to work. You used to have admin rights to network, and the user you have major mood swings during the conversation. Okay, so it does not say in here, by the way, that why the rights were taken from you or why you no longer have rights. It just says you don't have rights anymore. It says that you used to have admin rights to network. So what you're going to focus on basically is you want them to give you rights to get to this. That's your goal. They shouldn't do that, by the way, but that's your goal.
Okay.
Okay. So if they're going to do their job right, they're going to say, maybe they're going to escalate and go, you know what, I'm going to push up a ladder to see if, we can get this fixed for you so we can access this file. Kind of like that. That'd probably be the best solution for them to give you. Not just like, oh yeah, we'll give you access. So, but that's your goal though. Okay, so whatever you have, they start maybe teetering all of you get a little irritated, say, I really need this file, it's a deadline, I have to get it, something like that. So, make sense? Cool. All right, so yours.
Is the print to the printer?
Yeah, you can't print to a printer, Windows 97 or 2007 server. Here's a clue on yours, and yours doesn't have a clue, by the way. Yours doesn't have a clue, you can't get one. Here's your clue, you got one. Network to a group of users called marketing, that's your clue. You transferred from the editing department, you're now marketing. You used to be in editing. You used to be part of the editing department. The user is very well versed in networking, 20 years of experience, most people know it. User thinks the current network admin is worthless. That's a person that's going to help you today, by the way, it's worthless. Okay? And so you're going to give them a hard time, exactly. You do know I've been in IT for a while, okay? I've moved over, but I've done this for a while, so I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And so what you're going to want to try to do is get them frustrated to where they just don't know what to do. Because the answer basically is all they need to do is give you rights because you transferred from editing into network or into marketing. All they need to do is move your user into that bucket of marketing so you have rights to the printer and marketing. Because you don't have rights to the printer and marketing. You're still technically in the network, you're still part of editing department.
I see.
So you don't have rights to that printer at all. That's in marketing. Make sense?
Yeah.
So for them to do it right, they should give you access to that printer, just moving you in Active Directory or something to where you can see that printer and start accessing it. The other solution would be to escalate it so they can figure out what's going on, like kind of with hers, kind of hold off. And so basically that would be the two solutions that they could do. Make sense?
Yeah.
Well, your job is to try to frustrate them a little bit to where they don't know what to do. Really. Okay. Yours, you do have a preliminary report over that, but 9 a.m. you can't connect to the internet, Windows 10. Everyone else can around you. Okay. The tech, though, this is IT's problem. IT installed a net card last night, which evidently didn't do your job, it's not working. You don't know that, by the way. User has tried to set up the internet.
I don't know this.
Well, you know now there's a clue, but
Oh, okay.
you didn't do it. You didn't personally do it. But
And I don't know what I'm talking about.
no, you don't know. Well, if they ask for the clue, though, they can only ask for the clue if they've asked at least 2 questions.
Okay.
And they have to ask for the clue, too, don't divulge it.
Okay.
All right? The user has tried to set up the internet on a dial-up, modem unsuccessful, and that one you're not going to tell them you did. Even though you tried it to dial up, you try to set up like a connection to the internet through dial-up connection, and it didn't work. We're not telling them that.
I don't know.
We're not gonna tell them that.
Okay.
Okay. The only thing you're going to tell them is this right here.
Okay.
That everybody in the internet's working, don't know what's going on. So really, the real solution, the best solution for IT would be basically to bring the tech out and fix the NIC card. Okay. They're not going to know that though if you don't tell them the clue.
Right.
You're not going to tell them the clue unless they ask you.
Okay.
And the person might not ask, possibly.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Are we ready? So let's go do this. Put your chairs back to back in your row. I'll bring another chair up for you.
So I can't look at this while they're asking me.
You can definitely look
Oh,
at
okay.
it. Oh, yeah. Just don't let them see it.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? I want one of you two to come over here. It'll be one per row, if you don't mind. We'll have somebody go back, if you don't mind going there. And just move the chairs back to back. Cool. So, that one you can actually move. You can move that chair if you don't mind.
Oh, okay.
And then this chair they'll sit in when they come in.
Oh, so I
Sound
sit
good?
here?
And it's back to back.
Yeah.
You're gonna sit there, and they're gonna sit here. And so if all three of you are gonna be facing the window. They're gonna be facing the other way. When they come in, I'll say ring, ring, and we'll begin.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep.
So we good to go?
Yep.
All right, here, let me go get them. It's gonna be good. All right, come on in. I'll tell you where to sit down here. And you guys have your paper with you, right? You want something to write with? Sweet. All right, so I'll have you go to the first, and I'll have you go to the second, and I'll have you go to the third row. I'll get you one. Here you go. All right, so back to back. Make sure your chairs are back to back. Troubleshooters, when I say ring, ring, you're going to begin, just like you're answering the phone. Ready? Here we go. Ring, ring, begin.
Yes, I'm having a
Hi, I'm having a really hard time
being
getting
able to
into my
print to the
computer.
printer.
I just
I
got back
can't
to work. I've
print
been off
anything out.
for about 3 months. I was on maternity leave and I'm trying to save a
Do you have
file
you
and I cannot
Plug
save
in
it
the
on
printer
my
into your
computer.
computer.
It just, this
Yes,
box
it's
thingy
plugged
pops up
into it.
and it asks me if I want to
Is your
save
computer
my
running
files
on
into my
the
folders
device?
instead of the directory that
No,
I'm trying to
it's
save
not.
it. Can you help me?
Yeah, so you're trying to, did you try browsing, in your folders?
Yes,
Is
but
it
the folder
just
that I need to save it in